when I saw this group, I just couldn't help but start laughing. Mainly for two reasons, actually. Um, First off, for the United States, um, look, America have to get past this group into the knockout stages. This is perhaps one of, if not one, yeah, this has to be one of the easiest groups they could ever get in the World Cup. Mainly due to the fact that, and this isn't, I mean, no offense to Australia and to Paraguay, and to whoever comes off from the playoff round with UEFA. But compared to the previous groups that the US have actually had in all the previous World Cups, this is a lot more considerate in so many ways compared to what they had in Qatar and in not the 2018 World Cup because they didn't actually qualify in 2018. So 2014 when they had Ghana, Portugal, and then 2010 and the previous ones. This has to be one of, if not the easiest group they've ever had at World Cup. So yeah, I'll start things off more looking towards the UEFA playoff round group, and then we'll just look into the general group in general for Group D. So in terms of the playoff um teams and who comes out of that bracket to form the fourth team for this group, you have Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, and Kosovo. To be fair, I'm actually surprised that Turkey had to go off to the playoff round qualification this time round because I would have thought they would have actually qualified more directly. So it is what it is. Romania is also an interesting one. Slovakia, I haven't seen much of them, but I heard that they are quite okay um, in terms of like performances. And then Kosovo as well. Who do I think would come out of the playoff round for UEFA to form the fourth team for Group D? Honestly, it's between, and this is just my opinion on this, between Turkey and Romania for this one. But most likely, I just have a feeling that Turkey would come out and form the fourth team for Group D. And to be honest, it actually makes not much of a difference because, and this is looking at it from the perspective of the US, who were actually coached by Mauricio Pochettino in this one. They still, either way, they still have to qualify out of this group into the knockout stages. So let's look at it more from the perspective where Turkey makes it through and comes the fourth team in this one. So then you'd have either US, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. Now, assuming Turkey is the fourth team in this group, then in first place, you'd have the US. In first place, you definitely have the US because I feel there is a lot of pressure on Pochettino and on most of the players in the national team for the United States to really live up to the expectation of being one of the host nations at this World Cup. And that pressure will, in some form, play a role in catapulting them to the top of this particular group. So yeah, America comes first. Second place will be a tough one in terms of like who comes into second place. Because if Turkey makes it through, and also you can't really underestimate Paraguay in this one too. Okay, so yeah, I think I would have Turkey in second place if they make it through into this group. And yes, a lot of people might disagree with me on this one. And then I'll have Paraguay Paraguay in third place. So yeah, the US first, Turkey second, Paraguay in third place, when obviously Paraguay could also qualify as one of the best third place teams at this World Cup, so they could still qualify into the next round. All is not lost on this one. I guess that's part of the advantages of this newly expanded version of the World Cup. So yeah, Paraguay third, and then Australia fourth. Yeah, sadly to my Aussies, you might get grouped on this one. You might get grouped. But assuming that it's not Turkey that comes in to be the fourth team in this group, and let's say it's Romania instead, then yes, Australia do have a lifeline there. If a different team such as Romania or Slovakia or Kosovo makes it through. So yeah, let's look at it from this perspective where if it's Romania that qualifies instead of Turkey, again, US comes in first place. Um, and in this instance, Paraguay will be second, Australia will be third, and then whoever comes out from either Romania, Slovakia, or Kosovo will be the fourth place team. And in that case, then Australia might have a chance to qualify into the next round as one of the third best placed teams. But most likely from this, I just have this feeling that Turkey would be the fourth team for this group, which would mean that America comes first, or the USA in this case. Turkey second, Paraguay third. Paraguay could still qualify into the next round as one of the third best placed teams, and yeah, Australia could come fourth on this one. So yeah, once again, this is just me. Different outcomes could happen, and different people might have different um results on this one.